Okay, it is 10 o'clock, so we will go ahead and begin. And I'd just like to welcome you all. I'm sure you have a million questions about everything, but we needed to get started with Virtual Virginia first, because it is actually open now, even though classes don't officially begin until the 2nd. I just got an email that you can start now. Of course, you are not required to take a Virtual Virginia class, but this is what we currently have on your schedule. And you can send me an email if that's not something you want, but schedules are still being worked on right now. But let me first introduce you to Anita Murphy. Some of you know her. If you can wave, Anita. Anita Murphy is our mentor for Virtual Virginia. So if you've taken a Virtual Virginia class before, you already know that. She is the person that does what? Anita, what can you tell us about your role?
Basically, I am the in-between person for the students as well as the Virtual Virginia teachers and also parents. So kind of like a liaison there to provide reminders and support for the students to stay on task. Well, when we were in the building, that was the case. But also a parent contact if parents have questions and they're unable to reach Virtual Virginia teachers, they could reach me and I could reach out to the virtual teachers. So.
Okay. So in the school building, Anita would hound students about keeping up with their work, and that will still be the case. Marika, I see you can't hear anything. I think that might be on your end. So I will record this so you can see it, sound and all. But we just really wanted to gather together so you could meet Anita and ask some questions. Again, some of you are in French classes, and usually that's a requirement at this point in order for you to get your foreign language requirement in. The rest of you for the fall semester are registered for psychology or game design. So we are on the 4x4 block schedule now. So we are running full courses for single semesters. So on your schedule, you will see the Virtual Virginia classes in block 5. Of course, you can do this whenever you want because you may have some gaps in your schedule. The new schedule allows up to 8 classes that can be taken at one time, but that is not available to everybody because, of course, we will have conflicts with only a certain number of teachers and available classes. And I'm going to check the chat as we go through. Does that include the virtual classes? Yes, they are only a semester long. So the official start date for these classes is September 2nd, but again, they are available to you now. So what I need to do today is provide you with your username and password. So I will be sending that to you today after this meeting. I also need some updated parent emails, so I will ask for that as well. One of the things we really need all of our students and parents to do is check email. That is our primary mode of communicating with you, and it will be more important than ever. But of course, you can always reach me at school. The number is 780-4661. And I am available by cell, but I don't even know my number. And I can put these in the chat. And Anita, can you talk a little bit about Google Classroom and how it will work with Virtual Virginia?
Sure. Each student that has been enrolled in a Virtual Virginia course has also received a notification that they have a Google Classroom for that course. And that is actually communicating directly with me. So this is where I would post probably some reminders about deadlines, or either a reminder for you all to check your email, or anything dealing with your Virtual Virginia classes that either I've noticed or the teacher has brought my attention to. So
Okay.
I actually have sent you all a link this morning for a little flyer. It's a student success flyer. So that is in your Google Classroom for your Virtual Virginia course at this time. And it has, let's see, really quick, it's how to be a successful online student. And there's only a few steps here. Be self-motivated and self-disciplined, step 1. Step 2, ask for help when necessary. 3, read and write at grade level and communicate effectively through your emails mainly. Step 4, meet the requirements of the program. And step 5, have regular daily access to computer and internet connectivity. And that would mean also your expectation is for you to log on frequently as well.
So I'm sharing what Anita is talking about right now. We have seen varied results with Virtual Virginia. Some students perform very well, and other students need to be reminded that this is a class they actually take with a real teacher that is there for you. And that communication piece is so vital. And so this is an opportunity to communicate first with your teacher. As Anita said, she sent you some of this information. It's going to look a little bit different. But the first item here, it's important to log into your course Monday through Friday and over the weekend. So what we often see is that students get behind very easily. And so we don't want that to happen. And you see the second thing here is communicating with your teacher about those needs. And as Anita said, of course, she acts as the liaison, and I am here to support you as well. And so again, you're going to be getting this information. This is the flyer that she's actually sent to you. I'm going to stop sharing now. Through Google Classroom. Most of you, I think, have already used Google Classroom before, but maybe not all of you. Do you all know how to access that? And you can unmute if you need to. Okay. So what you're probably seeing right now, along with the Virtual Virginia courses on Google Classroom, you may be seeing your other classes. Is that accurate? Okay. Those are not finalized. So they are changing as we sort out conflicts. Micah, do you want to add anything to that? Micah, your wonderful guidance counselor is here.
Good morning. Excuse me for not having my video on. I'm multitasking right now. But as Clary said, currently working on conflicts. There are going to be changes here and there. So don't, look at those Google Classroom notices and think that that's going to be exactly what your schedule is going to look like. If you have any concerns, of course, you can always reach out to me. If there's something in particular that you want to add to your schedule, I'll try my best to work that out for you. And to echo, just make sure you stay on top of the things with the Virtual Virginia, because very easily you can fall behind. But I'm also a resource to help Anita out to keep you guys on track.
Thank you, Micah. Eric asked a question. If it makes here's Grace. If it makes more sense to move a virtual class to second semester, when is the deadline for that change? Well, the problem is that Virtual Virginia, of course, is pretty popular right now. And I had to register you early in the summer. Um, and so if I with, it's not a simple switch to second semester because there is a cap in Virginia. There's a cap for individual classes, and then there's a cap in Virginia. So it's not an easy shift. So we put some classes first in the first semester and some in the second. So that has already been decided for the most part. So all you can do right now is if you don't want to take the virtual class, I can withdraw you, but I can't easily add you, if that makes sense. Eric also asked, will Google Classroom show the second semester classes during first semester? Great question. I have no idea. Do any of, because I don't see what you see, it is not clear to me. I assume everything would appear. They are still working on, making Aspen connect with Google Classroom. So this is like so many other things we're doing a lot of this for the first time. So it's a good question. We have not gotten schedules out because, again, we're still working on those conflicts. The shift to a 4x4 schedule was not an easy one, and we do have conflicts. We have fewer ways to move people around. So some students are going to have 8 classes. Some students may only have 6. Some students may have 5. For a wide variety of reasons, we only have singleton classes, and teachers only teach a certain number of classes each day. So we know that students and parents are anxious to get this information, and trust me when I say we are anxious to get this year started. But we want to make sure that those starting first have all the information they need to succeed. I'm going to share one other screen with you. This is all on the Virtual Virginia website. And if you are taking a Virtual Virginia class for the first time, you need to read this. This is the Student Parent Guardian Handbook. And it is new this year, and it's right here. You can download it, I think, but it has live links. And you need to read this information. I think everybody, I'm just going to stop presenting now, just so you have a sense of where this is. It is at virtualvirginia.org, and you can go under students. But we know that a lot of people are on information overload, probably. Most of us have been in Google meetings or Zoom meetings for many, many months now. And we're gearing up for a return to school that is not going to be perfect. There are going to be issues with scheduling. They're going to be, we're going to try to get you distribution dates as soon as we can. We are dependent on a lot of other people outside of the school to do what we do. So we're going to continually ask for patience. So just to review, there are things you need to do to be successful. I will send out usernames and passwords today. And Anita is there for you. I'm going to put her email in the chat as well. And now I think if you have questions, we're more than happy to take those. And you can unmute or put them in the chat. Anybody? Are we all happy? as far as email updates of parents, if I need, I will request that. I need it from a few folks to make sure that you're getting this information directly from Virtual Virginia. I have some, but not all. So this is really kind of a confirming that you indeed do have a class starting. And again, as soon as you get the username and password, you can log in. You have to do an orientation online before you can actually start the class. But my understanding is most classes are live now. So you might even be able to get a head start on that. I do know, I'm not sure there's anyone here in French 3, but that is the only class that needs a textbook. Otherwise, all your materials will be supplied online. Any questions? Hi. Yes.
So I was wondering, is Virtual Virginia like Edgenuity where you can get ahead in your classes?
No, it's very different than Edgenuity. It is more like a traditional class. You have a teacher and you have deadlines. So you are not Edgenuity, you are on your own completely. You are not on your own here. And that's why we much prefer Virtual Virginia to Edgenuity, because there is a real teacher to assist you.
Okay, so are you allowed to work ahead, like get ahead in your classes?
That's a question for your teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, well, you know how to reach us, and I hope to be getting some information, a reminder about the virtual orientation on Monday. Remember, we're doing our new students and parents in the morning, and then everybody else in the evening. We'll do some introductions. We'll talk about the bell schedule. Any other questions that we can answer at this time. Know that we still don't have all the answers about what this looks like. Teachers just came back this week, so they're really gearing up for what we know will be a challenging year, but we hope it will be a fantastic year for everybody. So if there's nothing else, I think we will sign off, and you'll hear from me later on. Okay? All right. All right. Thanks for coming.